Introduction to Mastering Emotional Resilience with Stoicism. In a world that often feels like a storm, where deadlines loom, relationships falter, and global uncertainties cast long shadows, finding inner strength is not just a luxury, but a necessity. Emotional resilience, the ability to face adversity with calm, adapt to change with grace, and emerge stronger from life's trials, is the cornerstone of a flourishing life. For over 2 millennia, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism has offered a blueprint for cultivating this resilience, guiding countless souls through chaos with wisdom and fortitude. Founded by Zeno of Citium in Athens and refined by luminaries like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism is not a dusty relic, but a living philosophy, pulsating with relevance for our modern age. This introduction invites you on a transformative journey to master emotional resilience through Stoicism, a path that promises not to shield you from pain, but to empower you to rise above it, finding peace and purpose in every moment. Imagine standing at the edge of a turbulent sea, waves crashing against the rocks. The storm rages, but you remain unshaken, anchored by an inner calm that no tempest can touch. This is the promise of Stoicism, not to calm the external storm, but to fortify the mind within. In today's frenetic world, where social media amplifies anxiety, economic pressures breed fear, and personal setbacks sting deeply, Stoicism offers a lifeline. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while letting go of what we cannot, from others' opinions to unpredictable events. This shift in perspective is revolutionary. It transforms a missed promotion from a crushing blow into a chance to refine your craft, a broken relationship into a lesson in self-reliance, and even profound loss into a catalyst for growth. Consider the story of Sarah, a single mother and nurse who faced relentless challenges during the pandemic. Long shifts, fears for her health, and the strain of homeschooling her children pushed her to the brink. Yet, Sarah discovered Stoicism through a tattered copy of Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. She began practicing the dichotomy of control, focusing on her effort and compassion rather than the chaos around her. When exhaustion threatened to overwhelm, she reminded herself, as Epictetus taught, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This simple truth became her anchor, enabling her to face each day with renewed strength. Sarah's story is not unique. It echoes the experiences of countless others who have turned to Stoicism to navigate life storms, from ancient philosophers to modern-day heroes like Admiral James Stockdale, who endured years as a prisoner of war by clinging to Stoic principles. At its heart, Stoicism is a philosophy of action, not abstraction. It rests on 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, that serve as a moral compass for resilient living. Wisdom helps us discern what matters. Courage empowers us to act despite fear. Justice guides us to treat others fairly. And temperance ensures we govern our desires. These virtues are not lofty ideals, but practical tools, honed through daily practice. Stoicism also introduces the dichotomy of control, a principle that frees us from the tyranny of external circumstances. As Epictetus wrote, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." By focusing on our judgments and choices, we reclaim agency no matter the situation. Another Stoic practice, negative visualization, premeditatio malorum, prepares us for adversity by imagining potential setbacks. Far from fostering gloom, this exercise builds gratitude and reduces fear. Seneca advised, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," and by mentally rehearsing challenges, losing a job, facing illness, or enduring rejection, we strip them of their power. Similarly, the concept of a more fatty, loving one's fate, encourages us to embrace life's highs and lows as essential to our growth. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities, pain into purpose. Why does Stoicism resonate so deeply today? Its practicality sets it apart. Unlike philosophies that dwell in theory, Stoicism offers concrete techniques, journaling, meditation, reflection, that fit seamlessly into busy lives. Its universal appeal transcends culture, religion, and status, speaking to students, CEOs, artists, and parents alike. In an age of distraction, Stoicism calls us to focus inward, to build what Marcus Aurelius called the inner citadel, a fortress of the mind impervious to external chaos. The resurgence of Stoicism in books, podcasts, and apps reflects its timeliness, but its true power lies in application. It's not enough to read Seneca's letters. We must live them. The journey to emotional resilience is not about suppressing emotions or achieving cold detachment. Stoicism honors the human experience, acknowledging fear, grief, and joy as natural. But it teaches us to govern these emotions with reason, ensuring they serve rather than enslave us. As Seneca wrote, "There's no easy way from the earth to the stars." And Stoic resilience requires effort, discipline, and perseverance. Yet the reward is profound, a life of eudaimonia, a flourishing existence marked by purpose, strength, and inner peace. This work is structured to guide you through this journey, with 10 chapters exploring distinct Stoic practices for mastering emotional resilience. Each chapter is a deep dive into a specific principle or technique, blending ancient wisdom with modern insights, practical exercises, and inspiring stories. Chapter 1. The Dichotomy of Control. Mastering what's up to us. In the swirl of daily life, where traffic jams, critical bosses, and unexpected setbacks test our patience, how do we find peace? The ancient Stoics, particularly Epictetus, offered a radical answer. Focus only on what you can control and let go of the rest. This principle, known as the dichotomy of control, is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a powerful tool for building emotional resilience. It teaches us that our judgments, actions, and attitudes are within our power, while external events, others' opinions, the weather, or even success, are not. By mastering this distinction, we free ourselves from the emotional chaos of trying to control the uncontrollable, anchoring our minds in a serenity that no storm can shake. This chapter explores the dichotomy of control, its Stoic roots, and how to apply it to modern challenges, inspiring you to reclaim your inner strength and live with unshakable calm. Imagine you're stuck in a meeting, your colleague taking credit for your idea. Anger surges, your heart races, and you feel powerless. Now pause. What can you control? Not your colleague's behavior, not the outcome of the meeting, but your response. Your words, your composure, your integrity. This is the essence of the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of Stoicism's greatest teachers, wrote, "There's only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." His life embodied this truth. Despite chains and hardship, he found freedom in his mind, proving that resilience begins with what we choose to hold on to and what we release. The dichotomy of control is deceptively simple but transformative. It divides life into two categories: what's up to us and what's not. Within our control are our thoughts, choices, and efforts, our internal world. Outside our control are external outcomes, others' actions and chance events, the external world. Emotional turmoil often arises when we blur this line, obsessing over things we can't change. The Stoics argue that by focusing solely on what's up to us, we cultivate a resilience that external chaos cannot touch. This isn't about apathy or giving up. It's about redirecting energy to where it matters most. Consider Maria, a small business owner facing a financial slump. Sales were down, suppliers were unreliable, and stress kept her awake. Initially, she fixated on what she couldn't control: the economy, her competitors' moves. But after discovering Stoicism, she shifted her focus. She couldn't control market trends, but she could control her marketing strategy, her customer service, and her optimism. She began each day listing what was in her power, calling clients, refining her product, and let go of worrying about sales figures. Within months, her business stabilized, but more importantly, her peace of mind grew unshakable. Maria's story shows how the dichotomy of control turns despair into empowerment. The Stoic roots of the dichotomy. The dichotomy of control originates with Epictetus, whose Enchiridion distills Stoic wisdom into practical advice. Born a slave in Hierapolis around 50 CE, Epictetus endured physical hardship, but found liberation through philosophy. His teachings, recorded by his student Arian, emphasize that our freedom lies in our mind. Some things are within our power, while others are not, he wrote. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of our own doing. This idea was echoed by Seneca, who advised focusing on our character rather than fleeting externals, and Marcus Aurelius, who reminded himself daily to ignore what others think or do. The Stoics saw the dichotomy as a path to eudaimonia, a flourishing life. By aligning with what's in our control, we live virtuously, guided by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Emotional resilience emerges because we no longer tether our happiness to unpredictable outcomes. A Stoic doesn't ignore the world, but engages it with clarity, knowing their worth lies in their effort, not the result. Applying the dichotomy in modern life. How do we apply this ancient principle today? Start with awareness. The next time you feel stressed, ask, what can I control here? This question is a lifeline. Let's explore practical steps to make the dichotomy a daily practice, each designed to build resilience and inspire action. Step 1. Identify what's in your power. Begin by categorizing your concerns. Take a sheet of paper and draw 2 columns. Within my control and not in my control. If you're anxious about a job interview, list what's in your power. Preparing answers, dressing professionally, showing enthusiasm. In the other column, list what's not. The interviewer's mood, their decision, other candidates. This exercise, inspired by Epictetus, clarifies where to focus. Marcus Aurelius practiced a similar reflection, writing in his meditations, if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. By narrowing your focus to your actions, you reduce anxiety and gain clarity. Step 2. Reframe external events. External events only harm us if we judge them as harmful. Epictetus taught, it's not things that upset us, but our opinions about them. When faced with a setback, a canceled flight, a critical email, pause and reframe. Instead of thinking, this is terrible, ask, how can I respond virtuously? A delayed flight becomes a chance to practice patience. Criticism becomes an opportunity to learn. This reframing builds resilience by detaching your emotions from externals. Take Alex, a college student who failed an exam. Initially, he spiraled, blaming the professor and questioning his intelligence. But inspired by Stoicism, he reframed the failure. He couldn't control the grade, but he could control his study habits and attitude. He created a new study plan, sought feedback, and approached the next exam with confidence. His grades improved, but more importantly, he gained a resilience that carried him through future challenges. Alex's story reminds us that resilience isn't about avoiding failure, but choosing how to respond. Step 3. Practice daily reminders. The Stoics used repetition to internalize wisdom. Each morning, remind yourself of the dichotomy. Try this Stoic affirmation. Today, I will focus on my thoughts, actions, and efforts, and release what I cannot control. Write it in a journal or say it aloud. At night, reflect. Did I focus on what's up to me? Marcus Aurelius used his meditations for such reflections, writing to himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These reminders keep the dichotomy alive, building a habit of resilience. Step 4, act with virtue. The dichotomy isn't passive. It's a call to action. Within your control are the Stoic virtues. When faced with a challenge, ask, how can I act with wisdom, courage, justice, or temperance? If a coworker gossips, you can't control their words, but you can respond with justice, staying fair, and temperance, staying calm. This focus on virtue ensures your actions align with your values, fostering resilience through integrity. Real-world inspiration. The dichotomy of control has transformed lives across centuries. Admiral James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy pilot, relied on Epictetus' teachings during 7 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam. Tortured and isolated, he couldn't control his captors, but he controlled his attitude, refusing to betray his values. He later wrote, "I never lost the ability to decide what I would think or do." Stockdale's resilience shows the dichotomy's power in extreme adversity. Closer to home, consider Priya, a teacher navigating a toxic workplace. Colleagues' negativity drained her, but she couldn't change them. Inspired by Seneca's advice to focus on character, she concentrated on her lessons, kindness to students, and personal growth. She started a mindfulness club, turning a hostile environment into a space for positivity. Priya's story shows how the dichotomy empowers us to thrive, even when externals are bleak. Challenges and solutions. Applying the dichotomy isn't easy. We're wired to crave control over outcomes, and letting go feels like surrender. Here are common challenges and Stoic solutions. Challenge: emotional attachment to outcomes. It's natural to want a promotion or a happy relationship, but pinning happiness on these externals breeds anxiety. Solution: shift your goal to effort. Aim to work diligently or love generously, not to win the outcome. Seneca advised, expect everything, but demand nothing. Challenge: blaming others. When things go wrong, we often point fingers. Solution: Epictetus reminds us, don't blame another for your state of mind. Focus on your response, not their actions. If someone cuts you off in traffic, you can't control their driving, but you can control your reaction. Perhaps a deep breath instead of honk. Challenge: overwhelm and crisis. During major setbacks, like illness or loss, the dichotomy can feel abstract. Solution: break it down. Ask, what's one thing I can control right now? It might be calling a friend or taking a walk. Small actions rebuild resilience. The reward of mastery. Mastering the dichotomy of control is a journey, not a destination. Each time you choose to focus on what's up to you, you strengthen your emotional core. The Stoics believe this practice leads to apatheia, not apathy, but a state of being undisturbed by external chaos. You become like a lighthouse, steady amid crashing waves. Your light powered by reason and virtue. This chapter is just the beginning. The dichotomy of control lays the foundation for Stoic resilience, but other practices, visualizing adversity, embracing fate, or journaling, build on it. For now, take this principle into your day. The next time life feels overwhelming, pause and ask, what can I control? Your answer will be your strength. As Epictetus promised, you will be unconquerable if you enter into no contest in which it is not in your power to win. Embrace this truth and let it guide you to a life of resilience, purpose, and inner peace. Chapter 2. The Art of Negative Visualization. Preparing for Adversity. What if you could face life's uncertainties, job loss, illness, or heartbreak, not with dread, but with calm confidence? The Stoics, with their razor-sharp wisdom, offer a surprising tool for this: premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. Far from fostering pessimism, this practice involves imagining potential adversities to strip them of their emotional power, build gratitude for the present, and strengthen resilience for the future. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher and statesman, wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," and negative visualization turns this insight into action. By mentally rehearsing life's challenges, we prepare our minds to meet them with courage and clarity. This chapter explores the Stoic art of negative visualization, its philosophical roots, and how to wield it in modern life, inspiring you to transform fear into fortitude and live with unshakable peace. Picture yourself lying awake at night, worrying about a big presentation. Your mind spirals. What if you forget your lines? What if the audience judges you? The fear feels paralyzing. Now imagine deliberately picturing these scenarios, not to dwell in anxiety, but to diffuse it. You visualize stumbling over words, the audience looking bored, even the projector failing. But you also imagine responding with poise, taking a deep breath, smiling, and carrying on. This is negative visualization at work. By facing these possibilities head-on, you rob them of their terror, realizing that even the worst outcomes are survivable. The Stoics used this practice to prepare for everything from personal setbacks to mortality itself, and it remains a powerful tool for emotional resilience today. Negative visualization is not about expecting the worst, but preparing for it while cherishing the present. It's a paradox. By contemplating loss, we deepen gratitude. By facing fear, we cultivate courage. Unlike the dichotomy of control, which teaches us to focus on present actions, negative visualization looks forward, readying us for what might come. It's a proactive strategy, aligning with the Stoic belief that we can't control external events, but we can control how we meet them. This practice has modern parallels in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, where decatastrophizing helps patients confront worst-case scenarios to reduce anxiety. Yet the Stoics took it further, weaving it into a philosophy of living well. Consider Amina, a freelance graphic designer haunted by financial insecurity. The gig economy was unpredictable, and she constantly feared losing clients. Her anxiety was crippling until she stumbled upon Seneca's letters. Inspired by negative visualization, she began imagining her worst fears. A client dropping her, bills piling up, even moving back with her parents. But she didn't stop there. She pictured herself adapting, cutting expenses, networking for new gigs, learning new skills. This mental rehearsal not only eased her fear, but sparked action. She diversified her client base and saved an emergency fund. When a major client did leave, Amina was ready, her resilience forged in the crucible of her imagination. Amina's story shows how negative visualization turns dread into empowerment, preparing us to face life's uncertainties with grace. The Stoic roots of negative visualization. The practice of premeditatio malorum is most closely associated with Seneca, who advised his friend Lucilius to set aside time to contemplate potential evils. In his letters to Lucilius, Seneca wrote, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Yet his point was not despair, but preparation. By imagining setbacks, poverty, exile, death, we realize they are not as devastating as our fears suggest. Epictetus echoed this, urging his students to consider what could go wrong to strengthen their resolve. Marcus Aurelius, too, practiced negative visualization, reflecting on the impermanence of life to stay grounded as a Roman emperor. For the Stoics, negative visualization served three purposes. It reduced fear, fostered gratitude, and aligned the mind with reality. Fear thrives in the unknown, but by visualizing adversities, we make them familiar, lessening their grip. Gratitude emerges as we contrast imagined losses with our current blessings, a home, health, loved ones. Finally, the practice reminds us of life's impermanence, a core Stoic truth. As Seneca put it, fortune gives us nothing we can truly own, so we must prepare to face change with equanimity. Why it works. The psychology of preparation. Negative visualization aligns with modern psychology, particularly CBT's exposure techniques. By confronting feared scenarios in a safe mental space, we reduce their emotional charge, much like desensitizing a phobia. Studies show that imagining worst-case scenarios, when done constructively, lowers anxiety and boosts problem-solving. The Stoics intuited this centuries ago, but they added a moral dimension. Preparation isn't just about survival, but living virtuously. A Stoic doesn't just endure adversity. They meet it with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. The practice also cultivates gratitude, a proven resilience booster. Psychological research links gratitude to lower stress and higher well-being. When we imagine losing what we have, a job, a friend, even our health, we return to the present with renewed appreciation. This dual effect, reducing fear and enhancing gratitude, makes negative visualization a uniquely powerful tool for emotional strength. Applying negative visualization in daily life. How can you harness this Stoic practice today? Negative visualization is simple but requires intention. Here are practical steps to make it a habit, each designed to inspire and build resilience. Step 1. Set aside time for reflection. Choose a quiet moment, morning or evening, for negative visualization. Seneca suggested doing this daily, but even once a week can be transformative. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and prepare to imagine. Start small. Picture a minor setback, like missing a deadline or arguing with a friend. Gradually, as you gain confidence, contemplate bigger challenges, losing a job, facing illness, or even death. The goal is not to dwell in gloom, but to face these possibilities with clarity. Step 2. Visualize with detail. Imagine the scenario vividly but constructively. If you're worried about a work project failing, picture the email from your boss, the disappointed looks from colleagues. But don't stop there. Envision your response. How would you act with courage? Perhaps you'd apologize, propose solutions, or seek feedback. This step, inspired by Marcus Aurelius' disciplined reflections, ensures you're not just imagining disaster, but preparing to meet it. Limit the exercise to 5 to 10 minutes to avoid ruminating. Step 3. Cultivate gratitude. After visualizing, shift to gratitude. Reflect on what you have now that you imagined losing. If you pictured losing your job, appreciate your current role, colleagues, or skills. Write down 3 things you're grateful for related to the scenario. This practice, rooted in Seneca's teachings, transforms negative visualization into a celebration of the present. It's like stepping out of a storm into sunlight, your heart lighter for it. Step 4. Act on insights. Negative visualization often reveals practical steps. If you imagine a health scare, you might schedule a checkup or exercise more. If you pictured a relationship strain, you might communicate better now. The Stoics were practical, and this practice is a call to action. As Epictetus said, "Don't just say you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to think better." Use your visualizations to live more intentionally. Real-world inspiration. Negative visualization has empowered people across time. Seneca himself used it during his exile to Corsica, imagining worse fates, imprisonment, execution, to maintain his composure. His letters from exile radiate calm, a testament to the practice's power. In modern times, consider David, a public speaker terrified of freezing on stage. His fear was debilitating until he began practicing premeditatio morum. Each night, he imagined forgetting his lines, the audience laughing, even tripping on stage. But he also pictured recovering, pausing, smiling, continuing. When he finally spoke at a major conference, a technical glitch disrupted his talk, but David was unfazed, his resilience forged in his mind's rehearsals. Or take Elena, a mother anxious about her teenage son's safety. Nightly worries about accidents or bad influences consumed her. Inspired by Stoicism, she began visualizing these fears. Her son in trouble, herself helpless. But she also imagined responding with love and strength, listening to him, seeking help, staying calm. This practice eased her anxiety and deepened her gratitude for their bond. When her son did face a school suspension, Elena handled it with poise, her preparation paying off. These stories show that negative visualization isn't just philosophy. It's a lifeline for real challenges and solutions. This practice can feel daunting, especially if you're prone to anxiety. Here are common hurdles and Stoic solutions. Challenge: it feels pessimistic. Imagining the worst can seem like inviting gloom. Solution: Seneca advised balancing visualization with gratitude. Always end by appreciating the present and keep sessions brief. The goal is empowerment, not despair. Challenge: overwhelming emotions. Contemplating loss or failure can stir strong feelings. Solution: start with small scenarios and focus on your response, not the event. Epictetus taught, "You are not disturbed by things, but by your view of them." Emphasize your agency. Challenge. Lack of consistency. Like any habit, visualization requires discipline. Solution. Tie it to an existing routine, like morning coffee or bedtime. Marcus Aurelius reflected nightly, a habit that kept him grounded. Even once a week is a start. The reward of preparation. Negative visualization is a gift. It frees you from fear's grip, deepens your gratitude, and prepares you to meet life's challenges with stoic resolve. It's like training for a marathon. You build endurance not by running a race daily, but by preparing your body and mind. Each time you practice, you strengthen your emotional core, becoming less reactive and more resilient. The Stoics called this eudaimonia, a flourishing life where adversity is not a threat, but a teacher. This chapter is a stepping stone in your Stoic journey. While the dichotomy of control taught you to focus on the present, negative visualization equips you for the future. Ahead, practices like a more fatty will build on this. But for now, embrace this tool. Tonight, take 5 minutes to imagine a challenge, big or small, and picture yourself responding with courage. As Seneca promised, the unexpected blows hardest. Familiarity softens the impact. Start now and let negative visualization light your path to resilience, gratitude, and a life lived boldly. Chapter 3. A more fatty. Embracing life's challenges. What if every moment of your life, every triumph, every failure, every tear, was exactly what you needed to become your truest self? This is the essence of a more fatty, a Stoic principle meaning love of fate, which calls us to embrace all that life delivers with open hearts and fearless spirits. Unlike the dichotomy of control, which teaches us to master our responses, or negative visualization, which prepares us for what might come, a more fatty is about saying a resounding yes to life as it unfolds, finding beauty in its highs and lows. Rooted in Stoicism, but enriched with universal wisdom, modern psychology, and inspiring stories, this chapter explores how to love your fate, transforming challenges into catalysts for resilience and purpose. Let it ignite your courage to live boldly, no matter what life brings. Picture a rainy day ruining your long-planned outdoor wedding. Guests are soaked, the cake is soggy, and disappointment stings. Now imagine choosing to embrace this moment, dancing in the rain, laughing with loved ones, creating memories no perfect day could match. This is a more fatty, not fighting what is, but loving it as part of your story. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who faced war and betrayal, wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" His words challenge us to see every experience as essential, turning setbacks into stepping stones for growth. A more fatty is not passive surrender, but an active choice to find meaning in every twist of fate. It's about greeting a job loss with curiosity about new paths, a health scare with determination to live fully, or a broken heart with gratitude for lessons learned. This mindset builds resilience by freeing us from resistance, which fuels suffering. Beyond Stoicism, a more fatty echoes in modern psychology's concept of post-traumatic growth, where adversity sparks transformation, and in spiritual traditions that see suffering as a path to wisdom. By embracing challenges, we don't just endure, we soar, our lives enriched by every moment we choose to love. Consider Elena, a single mother who faced eviction after losing her job. The fear of homelessness was crushing, but a friend shared Stoic wisdom and the story of J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter amidst poverty. Inspired, Elena embraced her fate, asking, "How can this shape me?" She saw the crisis as a chance to rebuild. She took a lower-paying job, moved to a smaller apartment, and started a side hustle. Her resilience grew, and within a year she launched a small catering business, her struggle a spark for success. Elena's story shows that loving your fate doesn't erase pain. It transforms it into purpose, inspiring others to do the same. The roots of a more fatty. while Friedrich Nietzsche popularized amor fati, calling it his formula for greatness. Its origins lie in Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius lived it, accepting Rome's chaos with calm, writing in his meditations, "Everything suits me that suits your designs, O my universe." Seneca practiced it in exile, finding freedom in embracing his lot. Epictetus urged, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well." For the Stoics, loving fate was tied to their view of a rational universe, where every event serves a purpose, even if hidden. This idea transcends Stoicism, resonating in Buddhism's call to accept impermanence, Christianity's trust in divine will, and secular philosophies like existentialism, where we create meaning from life's absurdity. Amor fati is a universal invitation to embrace reality, not as we wish it to be, but as it is, building resilience through acceptance and love. Why embracing challenges works. Psychologically, amor fati aligns with acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, which shows that embracing difficult emotions reduces stress and fosters well-being. Research on post-traumatic growth highlights how people find meaning after hardship, new relationships, purpose, or strength, emerging more resilient. Amor fati amplifies this by encouraging not just acceptance, but love for challenges, infusing them with joy. When we resist pain, it grows. When we embrace it, it softens, becoming a teacher. This shift from victimhood to agency is why survivors of trauma often describe a newfound clarity, as if life's blows polish their souls. The motivational world echoes this. Oprah Winfrey, who overcame abuse and poverty, says, "Challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity." Her resilience mirrors amor fati, turning adversity into a platform for impact. By loving our fate, we tap into a wellspring of strength, our resilience fueled by purpose and gratitude. Practicing amor fati. Loving your fate is a skill, honed through deliberate practice. Here are 4 steps, blending Stoic wisdom with motivational strategies to inspire resilience and transformation. Step 1. Reframe challenges as gifts. When adversity strikes, pause and ask, what gift does this bring? A Stoic question inspired by Seneca. It shifts your lens. A conflict at work might offer patience. A failure might teach humility. Write down one gift from a recent challenge. For example, a missed deadline might reveal the need for better planning. This exercise aligns with Tony Robbins' belief. Life is happening for you, not to you. Reframing builds resilience by turning obstacles into opportunities. Step 2. Cultivate radical gratitude. Gratitude transforms how we see fate. Each evening, reflect on a challenge, a delay, a rejection, and find one thing to thank it for. Maybe a canceled trip saved money. Maybe criticism sharpened your skills. Seneca advised thanking fortune for all experiences, and this practice fosters joy. Keep a gratitude journal, noting how challenges enrich you. Positive psychology shows gratitude boosts optimism, making amor fati a resilient superpower. Step 3. Visualize embracing fate. Spend 5 minutes daily imagining a challenge, current or potential, like illness or loss. Unlike negative visualization preparation, picture yourself loving this moment. See yourself saying, I embrace this for it's mine. Imagine smiling, feeling strong. This Stoic meditation, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, trains your heart to accept fate. It's like athlete Serena Williams' mindset. Every loss, every struggle fuels my comeback. Visualization makes amor fati a habit. Step 4. Live with purpose. Amor fati calls us to act meaningfully. When challenges arise, align your response with a purpose. Your why. If you face a setback, ask, how can I serve others through this? A job loss might lead to volunteering. A health issue might inspire advocacy. Epictetus taught acting in harmony with fate, and Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor, reinforced this. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude. Define your purpose and let it guide you. Real-world inspiration. Amor Fati has shaped lives across history. Nelson Mandela embraced 27 years in prison, using his fate to forge a vision for South Africa's freedom. His resilience, though not stoic, embodied loving one's fate, transforming suffering into legacy. In modern times, consider Amir, a refugee who fled war-torn Syria. Arriving in a new country with nothing, he felt defeated until a mentor shared Stoic ideas and Malala Yousafzai's story. Amir chose to love his fate, seeing displacement as a chance to rebuild. He learned the language, worked odd jobs, and now mentors other refugees. His mantra, every struggle is a seed for growth. Or take Sophia, a dancer whose career ended after a knee injury. Heartbroken, she resisted her fate until a therapist introduced Stoicism and Nick Vujicic's story of thriving without limbs. Sophia embraced her injury, retraining as a choreographer and teaching dance to children with disabilities. Her resilience inspired her students, proving that loving fate creates ripples of hope. These stories show Amor Fati as a spark, turning pain into purpose for anyone willing to embrace it. Challenges and solutions. Loving fate is bold but tough, especially when life feels unfair. Here are hurdles and solutions, blending stoic and motivational wisdom. Challenge: resisting suffering. Pain feels like an enemy, not a gift. Solution: Seneca advised seeing challenges as teachers. Start small, embrace a minor annoyance like a long queue, and build to bigger trials. Les Brown's words help. When life knocks you down, land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Challenge: overwhelm. Major setbacks make acceptance daunting. Solution: Epictetus suggested focusing on the present moment. Embrace one aspect of the challenge today, like Frankl's focus on daily purpose in concentration camps. Challenge: cynicism. Loving fate can feel naive in a harsh world. Solution: Marcus Aurelius acted justly despite chaos, and modern leaders like Greta Thunberg embrace hardship while driving change. Love your fate, but shape it with action. As Simon Sinek start with Why urges. The joy of loving fate. Amor Fati is a revolution, turning life storms into wind for your sails. It builds resilience by dissolving resistance, sparking gratitude, and fueling purpose. Each yes to fate strengthens you, your life a masterpiece of meaning. This chapter bridges your journey, building on control, preparation, and now acceptance, with virtues and beyond ahead. Tonight, face a challenge and say, I love you for you make me stronger. As Nietzsche wrote, that which does not kill me makes me stronger. Embrace your fate and let it lead you to a life of resilience, courage, and boundless possibility. Chapter 4. The Stoic Virtues. Building a resilient character. What defines you when life storms hit? When a dream shatters, a loved one betrays, or uncertainty looms? The Stoics believe the answer is character, shaped by 4 timeless virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are not mere ideals, but practical tools, forging a resilient core that stands firm against any challenge. Unlike mastering our responses, Chapter 1, preparing for adversity, Chapter 2, or embracing fate, Chapter 3. This chapter is about who you become through your daily choices. Drawing on Stoic wisdom, modern psychology, and inspiring stories from all walks of life, we'll explore how to cultivate these virtues, blending them with motivational insights to ignite your journey toward character that not only endures but shines, inspiring you and those around you to live with purpose and strength. The virtues are like the roots of a mighty tree, anchoring you through life's gales. Wisdom clears the fog of confusion, guiding sound decisions. Courage fuels action despite fear, turning dreams into reality. Justice builds bridges with others, fostering trust. Temperance keeps emotions and desires in balance, ensuring clarity. Together, they craft a character that doesn't just survive adversity, but transforms it into growth. This idea resonates beyond Stoicism. In psychology's character strengths, leadership's call to integrity, and universal values like honor. By living virtuously, you become a lighthouse, your resilience a beacon for others. Understanding the Stoic virtues. For the Stoics, the virtues were the path to eudaimonia, a flourishing life. Let's unpack each, weaving in broader motivational insights. Wisdom, the art of seeing clearly and acting rationally. Seneca called it the only thing that makes us free, cutting through emotional chaos. It's like compass, guiding us through uncertainty, akin to modern emotional intelligence or critical thinking. Courage, the strength to act despite fear, in bold leaps or quiet stands. Epictetus said, "You must face what you fear." It mirrors Angela Duckworth's concept of grit, driving resilience through perseverance. Justice, fairness and kindness, recognizing our shared humanity. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Do no harm, but take no nonsense." It aligns with servant leadership, where resilience comes from uplifting others. Temperance, mastery over desires and emotions, fostering balance. Seneca advised, "Master yourself, and you master the world." It's like mindfulness, grounding us in turmoil. These virtues work in harmony, creating a character that thrives. They echo Nelson Mandela's resilience. "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." A virtuous character is resilient because it's rooted in purpose, not fleeting externals. Why virtues foster resilience? Psychological research like the VIA Character Strengths Framework links virtues, e.g., bravery, fairness, to higher well-being and stress resilience. Acting virtuously gives us purpose, a buffer against despair. Wisdom ensures sound choices. Courage overcomes obstacles. Justice builds supportive relationships. And temperance maintains calm. This creates a virtuous cycle. Strong character fosters resilience, which enables more virtuous actions. The virtues also align with self-determination theory, which highlights autonomy, wisdom, temperance, competence, courage, and relatedness, justice, as keys to thriving. Living virtuously meets these needs, much like athletes who train their minds for peak performance. As psychologist Martin Seligman notes, character is the foundation of a meaningful life, and the virtues provide that foundation, making us resilient in any storm. Cultivating the virtues. Building a resilient character is a daily practice, blending Stoic discipline with motivational strategies. Here are 4 steps to inspire you to live virtuously. Step 1. Set a virtue intention. Each morning, pick one virtue to guide your day. Ask, how can I show wisdom or courage, justice, temperance today? Write intention. I'll practice justice by listening to a co-worker's perspective. This Stoic habit, inspired by Marcus Aurelius' reflections, aligns with John Maxwell's advice. Make every day count by living intentionally. A clear intention sets the stage for resilience. Step 2. Act in everyday moments. Virtues shine in small choices. Use wisdom to pause before snapping at a rude driver. Show courage by sharing an unpopular idea. Practice justice by helping a struggling classmate. Exercise temperance by skipping a second dessert. Epictetus taught, progress is made through small steps, and each act strengthens your character. Track one virtuous choice daily in a notebook like a runner logging miles, celebrating your growth. Step 3. Learn from inspirational figures. Choose a virtue mentor, a Stoic like Seneca, a modern hero like Rosa Parks, or a personal role model. Study their actions. How did Parks embody justice in her bus stand? How does your mentor show courage? Write one lesson and apply it today. This Stoic practice of role modeling resonates with Simon Sinek's Find Your Why through others' examples, sparking inspiration and resilience. Step 4. Reflect and grow. Each evening, review your day. Did I act with wisdom, courage, justice, temperance? Rate yourself 1 to 10 for each virtue, noting a win and an area to improve. If you rush to decision, plan to practice wisdom tomorrow. Seneca's evening reviews built self-awareness and modern deliberate practice, Refining skills through reflection enhances this. As Brené Brown says, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing we'll ever do. The reward of a virtuous character. Building a character rooted in wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is like crafting a masterpiece. Each virtuous act shapes a resilient, purposeful you. The Stoics called this eudaimonia, but it's also the joy of living true to yourself. As Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small. This chapter strengthens your resilience journey with practices like managing desire ahead. Today, choose one virtue and live it boldly. Let your character shine, inspiring you and others to face life with unbreakable strength and radiant purpose. Chapter 5. The Discipline of Desire. Curbing emotional excess. Picture yourself scrolling through social media, envying a friend's perfect vacation or dream job. A pang of inadequacy hits, and suddenly your life feels lacking. This is desire run wild, stealing your peace. Now imagine pausing, taking a breath, and choosing to want what you already have: a home, health, or a kind heart. This is the Stoic discipline of desire. Epictetus taught, freedom is not procured by a full enjoyment of what is desired, but by controlling the desire. His words, echoed by modern voices like Marie Kondo's call to spark joy with what you have, remind us that resilience comes from mastering our wants, not chasing endless cravings. The discipline of desire is about distinguishing between rational wants, those aligned with virtue and purpose, and irrational ones driven by ego or comparison. It's not about suppressing all desire, but redirecting it toward what truly matters: growth, relationships, integrity. By curbing emotional excess, we free ourselves from the roller coaster of wanting more, finding a steady calm that external chaos can't touch. This idea resonates in psychology's research on minimalism, which links reduced materialism to happiness, and in motivational principles like Simon Sinek's Start With Why, which prioritizes purpose over fleeting gains. Mastering desire builds resilience by grounding us in contentment, no matter life storms. Consider Priya, a marketing manager trapped in a cycle of ambition. She chased promotions, luxury cars, and social status, but each achievement left her empty, her stress soaring. Burnout loomed until she discovered Stoicism and the minimalist philosophy of Joshua Becker. Priya began practicing the discipline of desire, focusing on meaningful goals, mentoring her team, spending time with family, over external markers. She decluttered her life, donated excess possessions, and set boundaries at work. Her anxiety eased and her resilience grew, inspiring colleagues to prioritize purpose. Priya's story shows that curbing desire isn't sacrifice, it's liberation, sparking a life of depth and strength. The Stoic approach to desire. For the Stoics, desire was a double-edged sword. Rational desires, like seeking wisdom or helping others, align with virtue and foster eudaimonia, a flourishing life. Irrational desires, like craving fame or wealth, tether us to externals we can't control, breeding frustration. Seneca wrote, you must limit your desires to what is within your power. Epictetus advised wanting only what aligns with reason, while Marcus Aurelius reflected, very little is needed to make a happy life. Their teachings urge us to focus on internal goods, character, effort, kindness, over fleeting externals. This principle transcends Stoicism, echoing Buddhism's detachment from craving, minimalism's focus on essentials, and modern psychology's emphasis on intrinsic motivation. By disciplining desire, we reduce emotional excess, envy, anger, despair, and cultivate resilience, our happiness rooted in what we control. Practicing the discipline of desire. Taming desire is a daily practice, blending Stoic discipline with motivational strategies. Here are 4 steps to inspire resilience and emotional balance. Step 1. Identify rational desires. Each morning, reflect. What do I want today? And does it align with my values? Write two desires, one rational, e.g. improving a skill, and one irrational, e.g. others' approval. Focus on the rational one, letting the other go. This Stoic exercise, inspired by Epictetus' focus on what's up to us, aligns with Stephen Covey's circle of influence, prioritizing what you control. Clarity curbs emotional excess, fostering resilience. Step 2. Practice contentment. When desire stirs, envy for a colleague's success, longing for a bigger house, pause and practice gratitude. List 3 things you have that meet your needs: a friend's support, a warm meal, a quiet moment. Seneca advised rejoicing in what's present, and this shifts focus from lack to abundance. Keep a gratitude log, noting daily blessings. Positive psychology shows gratitude reduces stress, making contentment resilience cornerstone. Step 3. Simplify your life. Desires often grow from clutter, physical, mental, or social. Declutter one area weekly. Donate unused items, limit social media, or say no to draining commitments. Priya's minimalism inspired this step, rooted in Seneca's call to live simply. Joshua Fields Milburn's minimalist mantra, love people, use things, enhances it. Simplifying reduces emotional noise, freeing energy for resilience. Step 4. Act with purpose. Redirect desire toward purposeful action. Want to help others? Volunteer. Crave growth? Learn a skill. Each week, set one goal tied to your why, your core purpose. Epictetus taught desiring what serves virtue, and Simon Sinek's Why framework amplifies this. Purpose-driven actions build resilience. Track your progress, like an athlete logging workouts, celebrating each step toward a meaningful life. The reward of disciplined desire. Curbing emotional excess is like clearing clouds to reveal a bright sky. It builds resilience by grounding you in contentment, freeing you from external chaos. The Stoics called this apatheia, a calm mind. But it's also the joy of living lightly. As Maya Angelou said, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. This chapter fuels your resilience journey, with journaling and beyond ahead. Today, choose one rational desire and pursue it. Let your heart find peace, inspiring a life of strength, gratitude, and boundless possibility. Chapter 6. The Power of Journaling. Reflecting for resilience. What if a blank page could become your greatest ally, turning turmoil into clarity and setbacks into stepping stones? Journaling, a Stoic practice of self-reflection, is a transformative tool for building emotional resilience, offering a space to untangle thoughts, process emotions, and discover your inner strength. Unlike Curbing Desire, Chapter 5, Cultivating Virtues, Chapter 4, or Embracing Fate, Chapter 3, journaling is about diving inward to understand yourself, fostering resilience through insight and intention. Blending Stoic wisdom with modern psychology, motivational strategies, and inspiring stories, this chapter explores how to harness the power of journaling, inspiring you to pick up a pen and write your way to a calmer, stronger, more resilient life. Imagine waking up after a sleepless night, your mind racing with worries about a looming deadline. Anxiety grips you, and focus feels impossible. Now picture sitting with a notebook, writing your fears, the pressure, the stakes, the what-ifs. As you write, the chaos softens. You see the deadline as a challenge, not a catastrophe, and jot down a plan. This is journaling's gift, a path from confusion to clarity. Marcus Aurelius, whose meditations were his personal journal, wrote, "Your mind will be like its habitual thoughts, for the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." His words, echoed by Oprah Winfrey's call to keep a journal to find your purpose, reveal that writing shapes our minds, building resilience through reflection. Journaling is like a conversation with your deepest self, a place to process pain, celebrate victories, and set a course for growth. It's not about crafting perfect sentences, but exploring honestly, revealing truths hidden in life's rush. By reflecting, we gain perspective, turning emotional storms into moments of learning. This practice transcends Stoicism, aligning with cognitive behavioral therapies, use of writing to reframe thoughts, and motivational principles like Robin Sharma's morning pages for clarity. Journaling builds resilience by transforming raw experience into wisdom, empowering us to face life with courage and calm. Consider Sophia, a social worker overwhelmed by her client's struggles. Compassion fatigue left her drained, and she felt powerless. A colleague introduced Stoicism and the journaling practice of Anne Frank, whose diary radiated hope in darkness. Sophia began writing nightly, her frustrations, her small wins, her gratitude for making a difference. Through journaling, she noticed triggers for her stress and reframed challenges as opportunities to serve. Her resilience grew, and she started a writing workshop for her team. Her journal a spark for collective strength. Sophia's story shows that journaling isn't just personal. It's a catalyst, inspiring growth in ourselves and others. The Stoic roots of journaling. For the Stoics, reflection was a cornerstone of a good life. Marcus Aurelius' meditations were his private reflections, wrestling with duty and mortality. Seneca wrote letters to examine his actions, advising, "Put yourself on trial each day." Epictetus urged students to reflect on their choices, ensuring alignment with reason. Journaling for the Stoics was a discipline to clarify thoughts, strengthen character, and prepare for challenges, fostering eudaimonia, a flourishing life. This practice echoes beyond Stoicism. Journaling aligns with mindfulness, anchoring us in the present, and psychological tools like expressive writing, which reduce stress. Motivational leaders like John Maxwell advocate reflective writing to live intentionally. By putting thoughts on paper, we process emotions, gain insight, and build resilience. Our journals a safe haven for growth. The power of your pen. Journaling is like tending a garden. Each entry nurtures resilience, clarity, and strength. It builds a mind that thrives. As the Stoics Eudaimonia and Maya Angelou's I Rise affirm, this chapter fuels your resilience journey with meditation and beyond ahead. Tonight, open a notebook and write one thought, one gratitude, one intention. Let your journal be your compass, inspiring a life of wisdom, courage, and radiant resilience. Chapter 7. Stoic Meditation. Cultivating Inner Calm. Stoic meditation isn't about emptying the mind or seeking transcendence, but about training it to focus on what's rational and virtuous. It involves reflecting on your values, questioning reactive emotions, and aligning with reality, creating a mental fortress of calm. This practice fosters resilience by reducing emotional reactivity, sharpening clarity, and grounding us in purpose. Beyond Stoicism, it aligns with mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, which lowers anxiety, and motivational concepts like Mihai Csikszentmihalyi's flow state, where focus breeds strength. By meditating stoically, you cultivate an inner calm that empowers you to face life's challenges with grace and resilience. Consider Amina, a single parent juggling work and childcare during a financial crunch. Constant worry left her frazzled, snapping at her kids. A friend introduced Stoicism and Thich Nhat Hanh's mindfulness teachings, prompting Amina to try Stoic meditation. Each morning, she spent 5 minutes reflecting. What can I control today? How can I act with kindness? This practice calmed her anxiety, helping her focus on solutions, budgeting, bonding with her children. Her resilience grew, and she started a parenting support group, her calm inspiring others. Amina's story shows that Stoic meditation isn't just personal. It's a spark, lighting the way for resilience and connection. The Stoic roots of meditation. Stoic meditation stems from the practice of rational contemplation. Marcus Aurelius used it nightly, reflecting on his actions and meditations, writing, "Retire into yourself." Seneca practiced morning meditations, preparing for the day's challenges, advising, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall be meeting with interference ingratitude, disloyalty, and I will remain calm. Epictetus taught students to pause and question emotions, asking, "Is this in my control?" For the Stoics, meditation was a discipline to align thoughts with virtue, fostering eudaimonia, a flourishing life. This practice resonates beyond Stoicism. It mirrors mindfulness, which cultivates present-moment awareness, and cognitive behavioral therapies focus on reframing thoughts. Motivational leaders like Robin Sharma advocate daily reflection for clarity, while athletes use visualization to build mental toughness. Stoic meditation builds resilience by training the mind to stay steady, turning chaos into opportunity. The gift of inner calm. Stoic meditation is like planting a seed of calm, growing into a tree of resilience. It builds a mind that thrives as the Stoics, eudaimonia, and Maya Angelou's in the stillness. I find my strength affirm. This chapter fuels your resilience journey, with community and beyond ahead. Today, pause for 1 minute, breathe, and ask, how can I stay calm? Let meditation be your anchor, inspiring a life of clarity, courage, and radiant resilience. Chapter 8. The Strength of Community. Building Resilient Connections. What if the secret to enduring life's toughest moments lies not just within you, but in the people around you? The Stoics believed we are inherently social, thriving through connections rooted in justice, kindness, and shared purpose. Community, whether family, friends, or strangers united by a cause, amplifies our resilience, offering support, perspective, and strength. Unlike meditating for inner calm, Chapter 7, curbing desires, Chapter 5, or building virtues, Chapter 4, this chapter explores how to forge resilient connections, turning relationships into a lifeline for life's challenges. Blending Stoic wisdom with modern psychology, motivational insights, and inspiring stories, we'll discover how to build a community that lifts you up, inspiring you to connect, contribute, and thrive with unshakable resilience. Picture yourself facing a crushing setback, a job loss that shakes your confidence. Alone, the weight feels unbearable. But imagine a friend listening patiently, a mentor offering advice, or a support group sharing stories of recovery. Their presence transforms despair into hope, reminding you that you're not alone. This is the power of community. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We were born to work together, like feet, hands, and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower." His words, echoed by Desmond Tutu's "My humanity is bound up in yours," affirm that resilience is not solitary. It's woven through our bonds, strengthened by those we lean on and lift up. Community builds resilience by providing emotional support, diverse perspectives, and a sense of belonging. It's not about dependency, but interdependence, where we give and receive in balance, rooted in the Stoic virtue of justice. By fostering connections, we create a network that buffers life storms, much like trees in a forest sharing roots to stand firm. This idea transcends Stoicism, aligning with social psychology's research on social capital, which links strong relationships to well-being and motivational principles like servant leadership, where serving others fuels strength. Building a resilient community empowers you to face challenges with courage, knowing you're part of something greater. The Stoic roots of community. For the Stoics, community was central to a good life. Marcus Aurelius saw humanity as a single body, writing, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." Seneca emphasized kindness, advising wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. Epictetus taught that justice, treating others fairly, binds us together, urging us to act for the common good. The Stoics' concept of oikeiosis, or natural filiation, recognized our innate drive to connect, fostering eudaimonia, a flourishing life, through shared purpose. This resonates beyond Stoicism. Social psychology highlights that strong relationships reduce stress and boost resilience. Motivational leaders like Simon Sinek emphasize together is better, while spiritual traditions stress communal bonds. By building community, we create a resilient ecosystem, our connections a shield against adversity. The power of connection. Community is like a tapestry. Each thread strengthens the whole, weaving resilience through shared support. It builds a life that thrives. As the Stoics, Eudaimonia and Maya Angelus, we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike, affirm. This chapter fuels your resilience journey, with perspective and beyond ahead. Today, reach out to one person. A call, a kind act, a shared moment. Let community be your strength, inspiring a life of connection, courage, and radiant resilience. Chapter 9. The Art of Perspective. Seeing life clearly. What if the way you see life's challenges could transform them from burdens into opportunities? The Stoics taught that our perspective, how we interpret events, shapes our resilience, turning obstacles into paths for growth. Unlike building community, Chapter 8, meditating for calm, Chapter 7, or curbing desires, Chapter 5. The art of perspective is about reframing your view to find clarity and strength in any situation. Blending Stoic wisdom with modern psychology, motivational insights, and inspiring stories. This chapter explores how to master your perspective, inspiring you to see life clearly and face every moment with resilient courage. Imagine receiving harsh criticism at work. Your first instinct is to feel attacked, your confidence shaken. Now picture stepping back, viewing the feedback as a chance to improve, not a personal slight. Your tension eases, and you respond with curiosity, growing stronger. This is the Stoic art of perspective. Epictetus wrote, "It's not things that disturb us, but our opinions of them." His words, echoed by Carol Dweck's growth mindset. Challenges help me grow. Show that resilience lies in how we see, not what we face. By shifting perspective, you turn life's storms into lessons, your mind a lens of strength. Perspective is the Stoic tool for emotional alchemy, transforming pain into purpose. It's about choosing rational, constructive views over reactive ones, aligning with reality rather than fighting it. This practice builds resilience by reducing emotional turmoil, fostering gratitude, and revealing hidden opportunities. Beyond Stoicism, it aligns with cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which reframes distorted thoughts and motivational principles like Simon Sinek's Reframe the Why. Mastering perspective empowers you to navigate life's twists with clarity, seeing each challenge as a brushstroke in your resilient masterpiece. The Stoic roots of perspective. The Stoics saw perspective as central to a good life. Epictetus taught that events are neutral. Our judgments assign meaning. Seneca advised viewing setbacks as training, writing. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Marcus Aurelius reframed hardships, noting, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Their philosophy of rational perspective fostered eudaimonia, a flourishing life, by aligning thoughts with reality. This resonates beyond Stoicism. CBT's cognitive restructuring mirrors Stoic reframing, reducing anxiety by challenging negative thoughts. Positive psychology's focus on optimism enhances resilience, while leaders like Nelson Mandela reframed imprisonment as preparation for leadership. Perspective builds resilience by turning chaos into clarity, empowering us to see life's challenges as opportunities. The power of clear sight. Mastering perspective is like polishing a lens. Each shift reveals life's beauty and possibility. It builds resilience by turning obstacles into opportunities. As Stoic, Eudaimonia, and Maya Angelus, you may not control all the events, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Firm. This chapter fuels your journey with purpose ahead. Today, reframe one challenge. Let perspective be your light, inspiring a life of clarity, courage, and radiant resilience. Chapter 10. Living with Purpose. The Stoic Legacy. What does it mean to live a life that echoes beyond your days? A life where every challenge fuels growth, every action reflects your values, and every moment pulses with meaning. The Stoics believe that true resilience and fulfillment come from living with purpose, aligning your choices with virtue, and reason to leave a legacy of strength. Unlike Shifting Perspective, Chapter 9, Building Community, Chapter 8, or Meditating for Calm, Chapter 7, this chapter weaves together the Stoic practices of this book, control, acceptance, reflection, connection, into a blueprint for intentional living. Blending Stoic wisdom with modern psychology, motivational insights, and inspiring stories, we'll explore how to craft a purposeful life, inspiring you to embrace your Stoic legacy with radiant resilience. Imagine rising each morning with a clear mission, to act with kindness, face fears with courage, and serve others with integrity. A rude colleague, a missed deadline, or a personal loss becomes not a setback, but a chance to live your purpose, to respond wisely, grow stronger, and uplift those around you. This is the Stoic legacy. Seneca wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." His words, echoed by Michelle Obama's, "Your story is your strength," remind us that resilience springs from purpose, a life not measured by years but by impact. By living intentionally, you transform adversity into a canvas for a meaningful story. Purpose for Stoics meant living virtuously, guided by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, for the common good. It's about focusing on what you control, embracing fate, and acting with intention, as you've learned across these chapters. This builds resilience by giving you a why to endure any how, as Viktor Frankl emphasized. Beyond Stoicism, purpose aligns with positive psychology's focus on meaning and leadership principles like Simon Sinek's Start with Why. A purposeful life is a resilient life, its legacy a beacon of strength for yourself and others. Consider Ravi, a paramedic who faced burnout during a grueling pandemic. The endless shifts and loss of patience eroded his spirit until he discovered Stoicism and Nelson Mandela's purpose-driven resilience. Ravi defined his purpose: to save lives with compassion. He used Stoic practices, reframing stress, meditating for calm, acting justly, to stay resilient. He comforted families, trained new medics, and found joy in small victories. His purpose transformed his work, and his leadership inspired his team, leaving a legacy of care. Ravi's story shows that purpose isn't just a goal. It's a fire, igniting resilience and impact. The Stoic call to purpose. The Stoics saw purpose as the heart of a good life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Your purpose is to act rationally for the good of all." Seneca urged focus, noting, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Choose your aim." Epictetus taught that purpose lies in our actions, not outcomes, saying, "You become what you give your attention to." Their call to intentional living fostered eudaimonia, a flourishing life, by aligning every choice with virtue and reason. This resonates beyond Stoicism. Frankl's logotherapy frames purpose as life's core, while positive psychology links meaning to resilience. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi lived purposefully, his nonviolence reshaping a nation. Purpose builds resilience by anchoring us in values, guiding us through chaos with clarity and strength. Why purpose builds resilience? Psychologically, purpose is a resilience powerhouse. Studies show that a sense of meaning reduces stress, boosts well-being, and enhances coping during adversity. Purpose fulfills self-determination theories, needs for autonomy, choosing your path and competence, acting effectively, grounding us in what matters. It's like a lighthouse, steadying us in storms. Research on post-traumatic growth reveals that purpose, found in service, creativity, or learning, turns pain into strength. Motivational insights amplify this. Purpose drives action, Seneca's why, and fosters hope. As Maya Angelou's Your Legacy is Every Life You Touch suggests, by living purposefully, we create a cycle of resilience. Each purposeful act strengthens us, enabling more impact, empowering us to face challenges with unwavering courage. Your lasting legacy. Living with purpose is like sculpting a masterpiece. Each intentional act carves a life of resilience and meaning. It fulfills Stoic eudaimonia and Nelson Mandela's. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived, but what difference we have made. This chapter completes your resilience journey, uniting control, perspective, and connection into a legacy of courage. Today, choose one purposeful act, a kind word, a bold step. Let your life be a beacon, inspiring a world of resilience, purpose, and radiant possibility. As we close this journey through mastering emotional resilience, take a moment to reflect on the path we've traveled together. From the Stoic wisdom of controlling what's in our power to embracing life's challenges with a more fatty. From building a virtuous character to finding strength in community. You've discovered tools to transform adversity into opportunity. You've learned to shift your perspective, tame your desires, and live with purpose, crafting a life that's not just endured, but truly lived. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, taught us that resilience isn't about avoiding pain. It's about choosing how we respond, aligning our actions with courage, wisdom, and kindness. As Maya Angelou reminds us, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. This is your Stoic legacy, a life of meaning, where every challenge is a chance to grow, every connection a chance to uplift, and every moment a chance to shine. So what's next? Take one lesson from this journey. Whether it's pausing to meditate, journaling your thoughts, or acting with purpose, and apply it today. Start small, but start now. Write a gratitude note, reach out to a friend, or reframe a setback as a lesson. These actions, rooted in Stoic resilience, will ripple outward, shaping a life of strength and impact. You are not alone on this path. You carry the wisdom of the Stoics, the inspiration of modern heroes like Nelson Mandela, and the support of your community, real or yet to be built. Your resilience is a gift, not just to yourself, but to the world. As Seneca said, while we are postponing life speeds by, don't wait. Live your purpose now. Let your legacy be one of courage, clarity, and unbreakable resilience. Thank you for joining on this journey. Now go out and make your story one of strength. The world is waiting for your light.